Hey everyone, welcome to my studio. This week I'll be working on the third of the 3 raindrop sculptures that I'm making for my garden. Last week I got almost halfway and now I just have the other half. I actually think it is about halfway because it gets skinnier as it goes up. Each one is a little bit different. This one of course is the lightest. This one has dark blue, but it just barely turns light at the tip. And this one is going to go from darker blue to more of a turquoise color up at the top. So let me move this one to my workbench and I can get after it here. I have drawn some reference lines to follow as I go up and around. And I just kind of draw them a little ways, and then once I get to that point, I will draw them a little further up. And then I have made some references here, some ovals that I've drawn, where I think what I'm going to do is try to go a little bit lighter and brighter in these areas because they do protrude just a little bit more. And being lighter, that will emphasize those parts as coming forward more. So I have 2 here and 1 more up here. I think I'm just going to do those 3. And the adhesive I'm using on this is black tinted Laticrete thinset. Here it is in the bag. So I just pipe it on, spread it, and then put my pieces in. Here we go. Something awful just happened. I was working on this and I set it aside to go make dinner. And when I came back, I realized I had forgotten to clean up the thinset that was on there. So I took my tool and I was applying a lot of pressure trying to clean that off. And I broke it. I broke my substrate. It has broken in 2. So before I continue with this, I have to do a major repair. Let me show you what my plan is. First of all, the inside of this is aluminum foil that I crumpled up, and then I layered Pal Tiya on the top of it. So I think the reason that there was a failure is I probably didn't put a thick enough layer of Pal Tiya. In addition to that, when I inserted this copper pipe from the bottom, because there was a hole in the bottom, and I just inserted it as far as it would go, I accidentally cracked it. Now the crack was probably only noticeable to me, I don't know, and I was just gonna put thinset over it as I worked, and it was, I thought, going to be fine. So when I applied extra pressure, I must have been placing pressure on this tip, and that broke the tip off. So I don't think it would be effective to add any kind of rod or pin to put these 2 together because this is squishy and it's just, I don't know, it's not very substantial. I don't think it would hold anything. So instead I am going to fit it together how it broke. I'm going to tape it and put thinset over it. And then I'll probably tape it and have a second layer of thinset. When I say tape it, I mean tape it with this alkali-resistant fiberglass mesh tape, which the brand is Fiba Tape, and I got this at Home Depot. It's sticky. Let's see if I can get this together by myself. Oh, that's nice. If the tape does not lay flat because of the curve, I just snip a notch in it so that it lays flat. All right, so I have the raindrops sitting on one side, and it's actually sitting on a side such that this part sticks out. And it's wonderful that the tape is strong enough to hold it all together while it is sitting like that. Let me get after it. It's dry to the touch. So I've got this rasp and I'm just smoothing it out a little bit before I add the next layer. It is a new day, and I'm at the point in the project where I really want to transition more to this color of smalti so that I have less of the medium and dark blues and more of this one. I still sprinkle the others in, but majority this one. That's it. I keep a little bowl of water here on my workstation so that when my fingers get dirty with the thinset, I can rinse them off, and then I have a little rag I can dry off with. That's it. You guys, I am so excited to have the third one done and finally put them in my garden. They have been wrapped. The other two have been wrapped and just sitting in my studio waiting and waiting for me to finish this third one. I did also want to point out that originally I had 3 of these highlight spots on this piece, and when I had to stop and do the repair, I came in and decided to just do one more spot on the same side. The third one, I believe, was over here on this side. So I wanted them together to tie them together a little bit better. And another thing about this is because it is so textural and there are so many little crevices, I am not going to be leaving this outside in the winter. It's just not worth it. There's too many areas that water could get in there. And then if it expands, freezes and expands, it would kind of make this thing fall apart. So I'm going to be pulling it inside in the winter months. But I'm going to go put it back out in my garden right now. Last of all, I put these in the ground in front of this spectacular hydrangea that I have right here. It's just the best place in the garden right now. The original plan was to have these in my backyard, and I believe when this plant is done blooming or whatever, I will be moving them in the back. It just, this was the best spot right now. It's protected sort of from the street, which is right there, because it's behind the big bush, but I don't really want it in my front yard. I want it a little more secure in my backyard. That's it. That's putting it together. Thanks for watching. See you next time.